As usual, we want to start the right way. So we're going to start with Chris Hammock leading us in prayer.
Good morning. Gracious Creator, we gather here today with grateful hearts, thankful for the opportunity to come together. We ask for your guidance as we begin this conference. May our minds be open, our conversations be meaningful, and our work be purposeful. May this time together strengthen our connections and lead us toward shared success. Acknowledgement of the efforts of those we also take a moment to acknowledge the efforts of those who made this gathering possible and to express gratitude. May this conference be a time of progress, unity, and renewed motivation. Amen.
Thank you, Chris. And with that, we're going to bring up Deborah Carnes, and she is going to lead us in pledge.
So please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And welcome to the Fall County Auditors Conference. We are so glad that you are here. My name is Tammy White. I'm Deputy State Examiner with the State Board of Accounts, for the few of you that don't know me already. Regretfully, I am the only board member from State Board of Accounts that can be with you today. At the same time that we are gathering here, the Association for all of our cities and towns, AIM, is also meeting in French Lick. So part of our board is there. One of the other deputy state examiners is in Indianapolis, getting ready for us to start all of our school audits. And I got the wonderful, the great job of coming to be with county auditors, which I dearly love. So I feel like I got the best assignment. So, but together, the full board really does want you to know that we appreciate your attendance at these meetings, and we need your participation while you're here. The Office of Indiana County Auditor is unique, and it's very complex. You have a variety of critical duties, everyone from federal officials to the smallest of Indiana's special districts are really dependent on the services that you deliver. You have a limited number of peers that you can talk about shared experiences, because there's only 92 of you at any given time that are in this office having to deal with the exact same things, even if the demographics are different. It's those peers that really can show you the understanding, can help you lead the way, and help you find those solutions that you so desperately need at times. Your office is also one that you don't necessarily learn how to be county auditor when you're in high school, or by taking a college class, or just by life itself. Many of you have learned because you were in the courthouse, and you've been in the courthouse. You've been either working in the auditor's office or in one of the other offices, and you kind of took a leap of faith and joined in one of the more complicated roles that you could possibly take on. So these conferences that we offer a couple of times a year are really just one of the few opportunities that you would have for some customized training on what you need for your office. So we appreciate that you're here. We know your time is valuable. It's filled with lots of things every day, even those things that most of the time take up your job, or maybe the things you didn't expect to have to deal with that day when you went in the office. But nonetheless, you deal with it. So we know you're in high demand, and every minute that you give to us needs to provide some kind of value that you can take back to your counties. And we strive to keep that in mind when we call you to these conferences. We believe training can pay dividends for all that you serve, and selfishly, we think it can pay some dividends in more efficient audits. So for those reasons, you usually see all three board members here because we really do believe in that training. They certainly send their regrets. Paul and Beth Kelly, they really wanted to be here, but we just can only do so much. We can only be in one place at one time until such time as we get that teleportation to work. You'll also see other state stakeholders on the agenda today and out in the hallway. They too hope to offer you something of value to take back to your office, and I suspect that they will gain something from you, from your engagement in attending this conference to take back to their office. Throughout these conferences, it is upon you to take advantage of the presentations you will hear, to gain an understanding of all the information you will need to run your office in compliance with laws and regulations, and serve your constituents in a way that meets their expectations to the best of your ability. It is up to you to get to know your colleagues and build on the relationships you have with your fellow county auditors and the state officials that are participating, so that we all work together to meet the needs of Indiana's citizens. From an accounting perspective, the Office of the County Auditor is the heart of the county government. A county can't thrive fiscally without a well-functioning county auditor's office. What you do serves the other county offices and the departments, the other local governments in your county, your residents and visitors, the state of Indiana, and even the nation. Your work has a very far reach. The manner in which you provide accountability and transparency in your work has a great impact on whether the public served will leave with a positive impression of county government or not. And so we appreciate that you're here to strive for delivery of good public service and that good impression of county government. We can't perform county audits without your understanding and support. We hope that by providing as a resource some of our most talented and experienced field examiners, that we are in a small way supporting the efforts of your office and all the functions that you have to perform. So while you're here at conference, please take advantage. We will have a resource table outside. Vicki Urbanik, one of your very own previous county auditor, is here with us. She works with our GAP efficiency team for all of the GAP audits, and she's here to help answer questions today. Mike Roker is one of our county directors. He is also going to be out there throughout the day to try to help answer some questions, and I'll spend the day with you as well. So we want you to have every chance to ask questions and have discussions of what's going on in county government so that we can learn from you and maybe together come up with some of those solutions. Obviously, you also all year round have your full GTAC directors team to answer questions and provide this training, and that is Mike Roker, Ricky Hofer, and Stacy Burns. They're all here throughout this conference to assist you. And they're back in the office when you need them there. This week, it's a little thin in the office with AIM having their summit and all of you being up here. But Lori Rogers, many of you know her, and she is back holding the fort down with some of the other directors in our GTAC group. So we're all here to help. We're in the office to help full-time. That's our job, to be your resource. And also, do not forget your vendors. They are a resource. Whether you spend money with that vendor or you don't, please get to know them and what services they offer. You just never know what you may need at some point in the future, or what the commissioners may come at you with next, or the council may come at you with next. And you might need to know somebody you can pick up the phone and call and ask questions. So they're always readily available to me, and I assume they will be for you too at any time that you need some information. Do remember the field examiners are there to audit. Many of you have been under audit during the summer months, and a few of you may still be wrapping up with field examiners in your offices. They're there to help. They can always get in touch with us too if they don't know the answer readily and want to get you an answer. They will do that. If you are a county that has a private examiner, just remember we're all still here to help. If you're a county that's out with a private examiner, you are GAP because we don't have any regulatory counties that are with a private examiner. So that means you have Vicki Urbanik to ask questions of, you have me to ask questions of, and then our head of the procured audits team, which is the one that oversights the private examiners, Jennifer Marshall, is also available to you. So you might not have field examiners in your office, but you have us. And we are just a Zoom call, Teams call, email away. Just wanted to update you a little bit about the audit plan and what to expect from Board of Accounts as far as audits are concerned. Right now, our staffing is still pretty good. We are at 284 total staff. We didn't get to the 300, but to be at 284 after the summer interns leave is still pretty good number for us. We're continuing to try to attract new accounting talent so that we can hopefully not have to use quite so many of the private examiner resources that we have right now. But we do continue to use some contractors to audit some of the GAP counties. We have counties still on a calendar year audit cycle, so every county is audited every year. Our plan for this year was definitely to get to all of the counties. Some of you had a SLFRF program audit only. So if you weren't federal, you may not have completed your audit cycle just yet, but you did get your program audit done, and we'll come back in if you haven't seen examiners in a while and you had one of those program audits. At last count, last week sometime when I did the count, we had 18 of you. Some were in progress on your annual audit, and some had not been assigned for the annual audit, even though the program audit was done. But we will be back. If we're not in your office now wrapping up, then we will be back at the first of the year after we get our first round of school audits completed. So you can expect to see field examiners in those 15 or so counties after the first of the year. So about the time you're doing annual report filings and working on that, you'll see field examiners come back. So I just want to forewarn you, everybody else I think is back on the right cycle, was done by September 30th and or at least in the office by then. So that's a very good sign. That's very positive. I think we do have 3 GAP counties that are still catching up on to get on the right audit cycle, and hope to by the end of this year have those completed. I think they're all very close, and we have 1 regulatory that we're working with to get caught up, and that will probably be next year, but we'll work with them on their individual plans to get back on the right audit cycle. But that's a lot of progress and a lot of catching up. So we're very pleased with that, and hopefully that gives you some relief to know kind of how things are going to flow. You never get a break between duties anymore, but at least you'll be prepared and you're not trying to stack 2 and 3 audits, 2 and 3 years of audits all together. So as we look at the agenda for the next few days, it's packed full of presentations covering new information, and some updates on some things you may already be familiar with. Regardless of your level of experience, I hope you will participate and find those things that speak to you, those nuggets of information that inspire you to go back and make your office even better than what it is now. These conferences do take a lot of planning and communication. And the officers of your association have really worked with the GTAC directors to make sure that you have a good learning environment while you're here. I know some of them will come up here and talk with you about what's going on over the next few days on the fun side. But do take advantage of the networking opportunities as well. Those fun activities are when you really can meet other county auditors and deputies that will become lifetime colleagues that are in support of all the things that you do. I also would be remiss if I didn't thank Ricky, Stacy, and Mike to also for their work that helped us get here today. They really are a very talented group. You are lucky to have them. Of all the directors, they are really very well versed and have built a lot of relationships with you. And we think that makes us prepare better to support your efforts. And we hope that that will continue. So please keep talking with them as the conference goes on. So with that, really happy today that the DLGF is also dividing and conquering. And Jamie Bolzer, one of our great partners at the DLGF, is here to welcome you also. So I'm going to turn it over to her.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I went ahead and started up here on the stage because if you got the joy of watching me walk in this morning, I said the last thing I needed was 2 embarrassing moments to start my morning. I came in, the wind blew me right in, so the last thing I needed to do was try to fall up those stairs in front of everybody. So I want to thank you for having the department here. As Tammy mentioned, we kind of are in a divide and conquer mode today. Our commissioner sends his regards and regrets for not being able to be here. He is down south representing the department at the AIM conference, but he wishes he could be here with all of you and appreciates the work that you do as well. I do want to take first a second, though, and acknowledge the staff that we do have here. Even though he's not able to be here, we did bring you our all-star staff. So joining me is our Budget Division Director, Anna Cooley, and our Budget Specialist, Assistant Budget Director, Sam Vanderveen. If you've had the pleasure of working with either of them individually, collectively, they are truly what it means to be servants at heart, and they are the backbone of our department, and I can't thank them enough for being here during their busy season, and also for all of you being here during your busy season. So it's a pleasure to be here with you all today. It's wonderful seeing so many friendly and familiar faces. We are excited. We also welcome you to be here. This is a wonderful event. We're proud of the collaboration that we are able to provide. It is, as Tammy mentioned, such a wonderful event to be able to just pause and to come together in a cohort of your peers and just share those experiences. I know how much you each have on your plates, not just the normal demands of the property tax cycle and the budget certification, but this year in particular. I think we all know that this year in particular has been extraordinarily difficult with the amount of change. The implementation of Senate Enrolled Act 1 has brought with it significant new responsibilities, new processes, and in some cases, brand new questions that are ever evolving. Some of the questions don't seem like they have quick responses or answers, and it's because in some cases they're not clearly defined, and we too are seeking them. We at the department have seen firsthand how hard county auditors and your staff have worked this past year and in all years prior, balancing the new statutory duties while adapting to the new systems, the new expectations, and the tight timelines. You have managed legislative changes that affect taxpayers, local officials, and your own offices, often with little lead time, and a lot of pressure to get it right while in the spotlight. And through it all, you've continued to show remarkable patience, thank you, professionalism, and commitment. You have continued to serve as the steady, reliable backbone of local government. Even though the ground beneath you has continued to shifted, you continue to be that rock for all of the local officials and your county. I want you to know that your work has not gone unnoticed. We understand the strain this year has placed on you and your teams, and we deeply appreciate the effort, the flexibility, and the collaboration you have all shown. This conference is a moment to step back from that daily grind, that intensity, and over the next couple of days, I hope that you take the opportunity to connect to your peers, share your experiences, and recharge just a little bit. There is a great value in learning from one another and hearing how other counties are handling very similar situations, and in some cases, just knowing that other counties and your peers are also in the same challenging situation that each of you are also in. And together, we can help find and forge those creative paths forward, just like you have done many years and years over and over again. County auditors play an essential role in maintaining the integrity, accuracy, and transparency of all local government. You are the link between the data and the decision making between taxpayers and the trust in that process. As we move forward together, please know that the DLGF remains committed to partnering with each and every one of you collectively and individually. We may not always have every answer immediately, but please know that we are always listening. Your feedback helps us refine systems, improve guidance, and make sure that statewide implementation of these major changes are as smooth as possible. That may not mean there may not be a bump in the road, but just know that we'll help pave that with you as you get through this year and the years to come. I want to thank Deb Carnes, the Association of Auditors. I don't see her, but I know she's here. They're pointing at her. Because I know the tremendous time it takes for her and her officers to plan such an excellent agenda. So thank you to them. Thank you to the State Board of Accounts, because as they're going through their normal audits and all of the busy time, they are also pausing and taking this great time because they know of the exceptional need and reliance that all of us have in the training and the learning experience. I also want to thank all of you for being here and being committed to this learning process. When we were kind of brainstorming on the different ways and thoughts of what should we present on? What can we provide? And at the end of the day, we just thought ourselves. So later today, we'll be on the agenda, and it's just so that you can have complete access to ask us questions so that we can help walk through with you and just talk with you and be collaborative partners. We have thrown a lot of guidance material at you in a very short amount of time. We want to be able to connect with real-time, real-type examples and help you in any way that we can. We do have a resource table here today. We are fortunate enough that we have been in your space. I started at the age of 18, sitting right out here. Anna served as a Jay County auditor. And so we understand the pressures that you are under, and we want to make sure that we help walk through this with you. So I encourage you to take a full advantage of the next couple days that are in front of you. But I want to applaud each of you because I do know the work that has that you have gone through and the work that is ahead of you yet. So thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoy the next couple of days. Thank you.
Next up, we certainly always look forward to this. I always take notes when the Association of Indiana Counties is talking because they always have more things to offer us all the time. And it's very important that you are engaged with your association. They certainly are there to support you all of the time, and they support us too. And so we appreciate that. Jackie Clements is here from the Association of Indiana Counties. So please give her a very warm welcome. Thank you, Jackie. Take your time.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. I want to welcome all of you to your annual conference on behalf of the Association of Indiana Counties. David couldn't be with us today. He is meeting with executive directors across the United States, looking at and learning all of their problems, resolutions to all of the things that the national level sends down to us. So he sends his regrets, but he is in a very big conference with the other 50 states. So as for all of you, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedules. I know how busy you all are. I'm still trying to stay as involved at the local level as I possibly can. And I talk to you, many of you a lot, and it's just like you think, okay, I'm going to be finished with this and I'll have a spell to relax. And then, oh, wow, this came up. There never seems to be that time when I can sit back and say, I don't have anything to do in the auditor's office. So I commend all of you. I've been in your shoes. I love the office. It's, my opinion, the best in the courthouse, but I guess I couldn't say that just everywhere. So thank you. I want to thank the Board of Accounts, the State Comptroller's Office, and the Department of Local Government Finance. They work with us tremendously in collaboration to try and keep that legislation where we need to be. There's a lot of communication going on now, getting ready for the upcoming session that will be starting in January, and looking at changes that might need to be made to the Senate Elected Act 1 that we all love so much. There are a lot of impacts that weren't thought through or weren't recognized when the bill was passed, which is what happens with every large bill. This is the way it is. You don't pass a bill and it's exact the first time. It's a process. So we value your input on all of those issues that you are having with Senate Enrolled Act 1. You can email Ryan Hoff, as you know, most of you know, has left, but we will be replacing him soon. But you can email any one of the staff members listed on the AIC webpage with concerns that you have, and it will get directed to the team that is working. We're already over at the State House meeting with the representatives that authored that bill in the first place. So if you have issues or comments or things that it's impacted you that we might not be thinking about, please, by all means, reach out to us. We're there for you. We try to be your voice at the State House, and we want to represent you the way you want to be represented. So that's very important to us. You have a great representation on the board of the AIC. You have 4 members from the Auditors Association. Your president, Deb Carnes, and Jennifer Welsh, the incoming president, are currently serving on the board, along with Laura Martin from Randolph County and Deb Walker from Henry County. I knew I would mess that up. So you have 4 representatives on the AIC Board of Directors who help move the direction. So you have a very good voice there. I want to bring you just a little bit of an update of some upcoming things. Our Legislative Affairs Institute class will be held on November 18th at the Indiana Historical Society on Ohio Street. We will meet from 9 to noon that day, serve lunch, and then go over to the State House. We are anticipating a lot of movement at the State House. We anticipate a lot of excitement at the State House this org day. So if you can take that day out of your schedule, it's a great learning. There are some new people, new faces, and hopefully our new legislative director will be there to be introduced. So it's November 18th, 9 to noon, and we do serve lunch. And the Historical Society has great lunch. And then right after the holidays, which just seemed to fly by, in January, the 27th and 28th is our legislative conference. Again, this will be a very important conference to attend. This is where we'll hear where we are in the bills, any updates that are going on, changes we need to make, and we'll invite all 150 legislators to our event so that you can commingle with them. Reach out to them, let them know the issues that you're having, and then join us on January 27th to 28th at the Hyatt downtown Indianapolis. The only other firm date that I have right now is the annual conference next year. Mark your calendars. It's back up north. We will be at the Grand Wayne September 21st through the 24th in Fort Wayne. Allen County will be the host county next year. So again, I commend you. Thank you for what you do. I hope you enjoy the conference. I'll be around the entire conference, either at the registration booth or I get to fill in and film here late in the conference. And if you have any questions or just want conversation, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and have a great conference.
Thank you, Jackie. See, I told you she'd be giving you information. I was counting on Stacy and Ricky writing it down, but I think they were getting coffee. So we'll have to catch those dates later for next year's conferences. But it's very important what they do, and we couldn't be as good without them and all of you. So it just struck me as she was talking about county auditors. It's never ending. And thank goodness, because you learn so much being county auditor. I'm just so grateful for all the county auditors that have gone on, or deputy county auditors that have gone on to fill other roles, either at the state level or as council members or somewhere else in your communities, because many of them have this experience that you guys now have. And boy, it would be a scary thought if they hadn't gone on and continued their careers using that knowledge that they gained to benefit all of us. So appreciate all of them. And with that, I'm going to welcome your president, Deborah Carnes from Hancock County. She has been wonderful to pull this all together, and she's going to tell us about the events of the conference that are the really important things where you get to know each other and have a little fun too. So thank you, Deborah.
Thank you. So first, I just want to thank everyone for being here. This conference wouldn't happen without you. It certainly wouldn't happen without State Board of Accounts, without AIC, DLGF, or our State Comptroller's Office. They work very, very hard for us, and we appreciate you. I don't really have a whole lot of inspiring things to say, not like those that have gone before me, but I do have some fun updates for you all. We are going to be having all of our lunches and breakfasts in the Fremont room. So that's 7:30 to 9 for our breakfast. Noon is going to be lunchtime. Our dinner will be Thursday night. That's our big association dinner, and we are going to have Jeff the magician there. So that'll be a lot of fun, because auditors make the magic happen. Without us, and nothing's gonna work. And I always say, I've been saying this all week, the biggest magic trick I could do is I'm just gonna disappear real quick. So, but I want again thank all of our state agencies. They help us so much. I really truly believe our vendors are such a resource for us, and I'm so thankful that they're here. SRI graciously will be handing out a drink ticket for our reception for our Thursday night dinner. So stop by and see them tomorrow. They will give you a drink ticket, and they are doing that and sponsoring it for us. So we appreciate them for that. I think other than SRI, I think we're good. I want to go ahead and take a minute to introduce our officers. For those of you that do not know, our president-elect, Jen, she'll be taking over in December at the Commissioners Conference. Jennifer Welsh from Davies County. Then we have our vice president, Susan Sleeper from DeKalb County. And our treasurer, and this has been a big chore for her, Christina Hammock from Perry County. But I don't mean that it's been a big chore for her. It's been a big chore for her because of the amount of things that we've had going on. And then we've got our secretary, Shelley Mohauser from Noble County. I know I messed up her last name. And then our newest person here is Tony Mellencamp, and he's our training coordinator. He's worked really hard with all of our district VPs to help pick some education training topics, and it's been very successful. So we've had some more district meetings, so that's exciting news. We have all of our district VPs, our ledge committee. I just can't thank you enough for everything that you do, and we will recognize some more of that at our associate meeting at 3 o'clock on Thursday. So thank you guys. Have fun. We couldn't do it without you.
No, we could. Thanks, Deborah. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you to all the officers again. Awesome. Well, we have put together, I think, quite a good agenda for you, and we are just a tad ahead of schedule, but I think we're okay to go ahead. Are we good? Oh, we have some more housekeeping remarks. Thank you, Stacy. We'll come up, and part of that is very important, your registration. So let's go ahead and tell them how the registration works and whatever else is going on.
See if this works.
I think so.
Do you guys see the QR code? Scan it. Remember, if you don't sign in, I don't know you were here, okay? There's so many of you, and this is how we get our certifications for each day. So there is going to be a certification or a QR code that is separate for every single day of conference. So you just need to scan it once. If you do scan it multiple times, that's fine. I will take away the duplicates. But if you, when in doubt, just scan one more time, okay? Because I want you guys to get your certification letters. Is it working for people? Are we getting any issues? Okay, so concentrated. Love it. Yeah.
If you are having issues, raise your hand and I'll come over to you and we can help you try and figure it out.
And you know it went through when you got the submitted screen with the check mark.
Center table.
Oh. It might be the angle. I know there was a glare in the back. Is that affecting anyone scanning it?
You also
No.
may need to clean your camera.
Oh,
Just
yes.
FYI, sometimes it will
Yeah,
not
clean
read
your
if
camera.
camera's dirty.
Good tip.
I'm sorry, I'm looking to see if you have the, yours isn't doing anything, but here, mine did. So like you can use my phone if you want. Just enter it. Mine will show up with like a T on it and I have to hit the T.
Thumbs up. I think she's here.
Look what you're doing, messing up. I don't have all the stuff open.
And remember, I will throw this up, so if someone missed it and is in the bathroom right now, I will throw it up on every single break, okay? So it's not the only time you're going to see it today. Yes, you guys will have one each day of conference. Any more issues? Give me a raise of hands who's done it. Okay, perfect. Yeah. And no rush. You guys have time.
All right.
Oh, yes. If you guys leave conference early, remember, you guys are probably all going to stay today because you want to spend the day with us, right? And you're going to stay all day tomorrow, and you're going to stay with us Friday, right? So none of you are going to leave early. However, emergencies happen, and if you do need to leave early, there is a sign-out sheet that is at our resource table, okay? So if you need to leave early, you sign out with the time and you sign your name, okay? If you do not leave early, no need to sign out. Deal? Okay.
Is there anybody else? I need a big hand if I need to come over.
Ricky,
to you
I
to help
can't hear you well.
I don't know. There, can you hear me now?
Yes, a little.
Hello? Better?
Yes.
Okay. If you need help, I need you to raise your hand real high and I'll come over to you with my phone and I'll help you. All right, I see one. Okay, I'll be right to you in just a second.
Okay. She does not, so I'll flip it back too, just to see where a council logo. Yeah, that's fine. And they're not scanning it while she's up here. Yeah. Anyone else having issues? No?
Did you guys all get us a scan?
Perfect.
Part of the meeting.
Okay, we'll go back to the meeting.
Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate it. Yeah, so let's get down to business. Let's get to the reason why we're all here. We've been talking all morning about, hearing from several people who have worked in courthouses around the state and then moved to different positions where they're still using that knowledge to help you and help all of us. And the next speaker is no exception to that. She comes from local government, and we're so happy that she has that background. I'm so thrilled every time I work with somebody who has some local government background before they go to the state level or move on to do other things in their career, because that base knowledge of county government is just so valuable as we try to work through things. You at the county, you really have a personal touch to the services that you give to your constituents. They know you. They're your neighbors. And that it really drives home that we have to know the details as well as the overview. And at the state level, some people can lose sight of that. But our state comptroller has never done that, and she doesn't forget her roots, where she comes from. She has served local government, and she still serves you even in her role as a state comptroller. She just has a lot more hats now. And we're so pleased she could be here today to talk to you, because it was not a short drive, and she has a lot of duties as well, just like you all do. But we're pleased she's here, and she's brought some of her staff with you, so I will let her tell you about that. But please let me welcome to the stage the Honorable Elise Nishala. Oh, like a pro. Thank you, Elise, for being here.
Well,
So this is,
thank you so much. All right, Tammy, you got to just join me up here for a moment.
okay.
Are we going to miss this lady or what?
Oh, they don't know that.
Oh,
That's okay.
oh shoot, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's public knowledge. It's just,
Oh,
I didn't announce it. I didn't announce it.
Oh, well.
I am retiring at the end of this year. I am not going to pursue another appointment. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just, the show's not about me. It's really about
Oh,
all
now
of you.
come on now.
No.
She has given so. Is the show about her and everything that she's done for you today? How about that, right? You've invested how many years?
37 years. Yeah, 37 years in July, last July. So it has been the honor of a lifetime to work with all of you. It has always kept my interest. You guys are the best part of my day. When I get to be in the field or be out here at a conference and talk to officials, help brainstorm and get our problems solved in Indiana and make our government work. It's so satisfying, and I've never been bored. I love seeing all of you. I will miss the people for sure, but I'm going to just be happy that I have the opportunity to work with you as long as I did. And if I see you in the airport as I'm going to Florida to visit my parents, or if I see you in the grocery store, I'll be pleased to see you. I just won't see you at these conferences after December. So thank you very much. Thank you for using that. That's so sweet. Thank you. I will miss you.
I mean, Tammy, you've been around here when I started serving back in, well, I did my newly elected official training back in 2026. You were there. You trained me up. 20, what did I say? 2026. Oh, yeah, excuse me. We are numbers people around here. 2016. So thank you very, very much. You've been present at all of our conferences, auditors, council members, treasurers, many, many others, and we really appreciate you. Would you join me in one more really big round of applause for Tammy? So before she goes in December, boy, is she with us with her sleeves rolled up, because there's a lot going on, isn't there? Your jobs are so essential. You do an excellent service day in and day out to the folks in your counties, but there is a lot of change happening, and it can seem overwhelming, I'm sure. How many of you feel just a tad bit overwhelmed? Anybody out there? Well, we are in this together. And just look around at those auditors and members of staff surround at your table, and just let one another know, hey, I'm here for you. Come on now. I'm here for you. And Tammy's here for us. She's given her last full measure to help us get through these adjustments and the assimilation of new laws, and certainly bring to you once again the message from the State Comptroller's Office and from my staff. We've got Fred Van Dorp, Janie, and Linda here. We and all of our staff, we are at your service. And certainly we appreciate our great and robust partnership with State Board of Accounts, with DLGF. It is a real partnership that we have in service to you as leaders at the local level. All right, so a few updates here. First of all, Fred's going to be coming up in a little bit to share with you what we've been busy doing through the State Comptroller's Roundtable. We have many of you out there that have helped us out with this effort. You have become like this amazing value of market research for us. And if you are interested in serving on this roundtable in the future, please let the leadership of your association know. Deb Carnes is here in the house. Hey, Deb, thank you. And your leadership team back there at the table, we appreciate you all so much. But for those of you who serve on this roundtable, would you please stand? Would like to honor and thank you. I know you are among us. Please stand up to be recognized. Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Round of applause, thank you. And at the tail end of my remarks, I'm going to invite Fred Van Dorp up here. He is the one who moderates this roundtable, and he's going to share some insights that we've gleaned from this incredible group that's informing our service to you. But before he comes up, and he is also later in the day, actually pretty much following me here, you're going to be talking about excise taxes. And we have a form that we passed out last time around, so I didn't bring it up with me, but it's at our resource table there that gives a beautiful breakdown of the schedule for excise taxes. It's very well organized, and I believe it will be a great resource for you and your team to communicate the intricacies and the details of it in a very user-friendly format. So please be sure, if you don't have one of those, to pick one up. He's also going to be sharing with you later about what we've done with Seive It and Fit. You know, when we go out and meet with you, it is the opportunity for us to receive feedback from you on how we can further streamline our processes together. And that was brought to our attention. Boy, if you could take over these calculations that are burdensome and time consuming, we'd really appreciate it. So we got to work, and legislation was passed to give us the ability to do that for you. So excited to take that off of your plate as an assist, and then hand off to you those distribution amounts. So thank you. If you have additional ideas for how we can better partner, better make the ease of things for you a little bit better, because we know, again, a lot has been put on your plate. So if you see an area where we can help you, please let us know. We really value those ideas, and we take them to heart. Also want to give you an update on fund number consolidation, chart of accounts. You've heard me speak of this for quite a while. Deb's given me the yes, please. It can't come fast enough. Well, you know, I've got to give you updates. Many times they're good, and sometimes it's not quite as good as we'd like, but it's reality. And this is the reality. DLGF is up to here working through the changes with SEA1. Anybody from DLGF in the room at the moment? Okay, they must all be still out at the resource table. So we had a meeting last week, and they basically said, hey, we got to get SEA1 under our belts before we can embark any further in this. And I understand that. There are a lot of changes, and I think perhaps, you know, you may be feeling the same thing, like, okay, before we do anything major there, we gotta kind of level set for a little bit. So that's where we're at on that. So I just wanted to share that with you. We understand that it is incredibly important to do this, so we are advocating for it on your behalf. SBOA, DLGF, we are on board. We just gotta get through some things. We had the legislative session. Now we gotta deal with what came from it. Well, but please know we see it as a priority in service to you. All right, also an update on our efforts to incorporate advanced technology, i.e. AI, in the State Comptroller's office, particularly in our Department of Accounts Payable. So we have received a good number of proposals back from our RFI. And let me tell you, it's just fascinating, you know, the range of cost that that vendors have come back to us proposing. I mean, you've got everything from, like, you know, some hundreds of thousands to like millions. It's just crazy, right? We're asking them to do about the same thing. So we're starting, like, every week we go through 3 of them, detail by detail, line by line. We're starting, of course, with the lowest cost ones. And we're seeing, you know, what can they do to empower our people to, instead of, you know, still needing to key in information, to have AI, advanced technology, do that for us, and then our folks can focus on the problem areas, the flagged areas, and we're very interested to see how this can further help us identify any fraud, right? We are getting a lot of fraud attempts. I don't know about you all, but I think you all are as well. It's just been ramping up. So with advancements in technology, you know, the people who have ill will are using it to their advantage, and so we got to stay on the cutting edge, using it to our advantage. And everything that we learn from this process of how it can further assist us in accounts payable. I'm sure that is of interest to you in your accounts payable process as well. So we're going to be readily sharing that and wanted to give you an update on where we are with investigating leveraging this incredible technology on behalf of Hoosiers. You all have heard me talk before about the strength of Indiana's financial position. And it's a very happy topic because it's up here at the 50,000 foot level, right? We've talked about how Indiana has balanced budgets like you do. We have healthy cash reserves. We have well-funded pensions. For those of you on PERF, it's going to be there for you. We're the 4th lowest debt per capita state in the nation, and we've earned a AAA credit rating from the 3 major rating agencies. So we can truly celebrate how good it is to be a Hoosier. All that said, when you get down to the 5,000 foot level, right, we will always have our challenges. But let us take heart in the midst of those challenges. We are the state of Indiana. We are not the state of Illinois. We stand in a state that has a rock-solid financial foundation, not a foundation of shifting sand. So the challenges that we face, we can at least say, hey, we live in the state of Indiana. We will figure this out. We will work through it together, and we'll come out on the other side. So that's always a good reminder, I think, for us. And then you've also heard me pivot to the rapidly dissolving financial position of our country. So I wanted to give you an update in serving as the chairwoman of the National Debt Crisis Task Force for State Financial Officers. Last night I was at an event sharing about this issue, and there was a gentleman who came up to me afterwards and he said, "Good for you, but I think what you're doing is foolhardy." And I said, "Sir, what else can we do? I mean, we got to lean into this. You can't just see a problem and write it off as too big and just let it flourish." So I just want you to know that we are absolutely committed to leaning into this problem for the long term. It took us decades to accumulate, and we're now almost at $38 trillion of debt. Right? We've talked about how the interest rate on that is greater than the annual budget for the United States military. It's greater than the annual budget for Medicare, and it will soon eclipse the annual budget for Social Security. So this is a problem for us. And as hard as we work to have balanced budgets and be financially responsible, we are vulnerable to the situation at the federal level. So wanted to give you an update, or I thought you might like an update, right, on some good news on that front, because there is good news. The deficit to GDP ratio has been at 6% since 2022. Well, guess what? Last fiscal year, it was the first time it hit below 6%. 5.9, but yet below 6%. I mean, we're talking at least movement in the right direction. And I believe I've mentioned to you that there's a letter that we sent out to Congress and President Trump imploring them to restore our nation's fiscal solvency. And we received good feedback on that letter, but they said, you are going to have to do a whole lot more because what you're asking us to do to get back to a balanced budget, et cetera, is exceedingly difficult. So we have a second letter that's going to be going out by the end of this year. And it's state financial officers partnering with state legislators across this country. We expect hundreds to sign on to this letter, and perhaps even some governors. Also, your Indiana Senate passed Senate Resolution 51 calling out the national debt for the national security threat that it is, and calling out deficit spending as dangerous. I called my friend at the State Legislators Association and I said, you got to hear what the Indiana Senate did. Is there any way that you all could turn that resolution into a model to then be pushed out to the 50 states to help us build this movement this support for Congress and President Trump to lean into the debt problem. And they got that job done about a month ago. So it is my great hope that we're going to hear about state legislatures across America passing this resolution. They really need a mandate from the states. They need wind in their sails to do this very difficult work. And then lastly, was out in DC a month ago. We got into the Capitol building to host the National Debt Crisis Forum. And we had a packed out room of about 100. It was not a huge room, but it was packed out. About 100 key stakeholders, leaders in DC that came to hear about the severity of the problem and how we've got to link arms to bring about a mandate for our federal leaders to deal with it. And we had Speaker Mike Johnson there. He was speaking about how we have got to lean into restructuring those critical programs so that for the long term they are viable for the most vulnerable. Because did you know that Medicare and Social Security are set to become insolvent in the early 2030s? That means they're not going to be able to pay out the full benefits. They're looking at cuts unless Congress intervenes. And so these are the kind of pain points that are coming. And we don't have the money to pay for them. There were a couple other members of the Senate and House that spoke about the need to get us back to a balanced budget. And we're just saying, go, 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 for the sake of our kids and our kids' kids, right? We are all in this to pass on a county that's in great shape for our posterity. We're working hard, and a state as well. And we got to have a country that's doing the same and focused on that mission like we are here locally. With that, we're going to pivot back to state matters, and I'd like to invite the illustrious Fred Van Dorp up to the stage to join me.
Oh, I can remember so many times calling Fred on the phone as a Boone County councilwoman and saying, Fred, you got to help me understand this. And isn't he great with just patiently explaining things? I just have always appreciated his accessibility. And so Fred's going to just share with us a bit of what we are accomplishing and the insight that we are gleaning from the State Comptroller's Roundtable.
Hello. So this is a little bit different because you can see my legs. So if I get to tap dancing, you get to see how nervous I generally am at these things. It's also a little bit different of a presentation. I feel we were just kind of chatting about it. I feel like I'm usually up here with instructions. Step 1, step 2, math 1, math 2. This one's a little bit different because it's more about the feelings. The roundtable is a fantastic resource, one that we don't always actively promote or to talk about the good works that it's doing or how it creates a partnership between the state and the locals to be able to provide invaluable insight that we can ultimately use on your behalf. The members are made up of mostly county auditors, but there's also treasurers, clerk treasurers, there's council people, there's commissioners on the list. So we're really interacting with a wide swath of local government officials. So not only are we looking at improvements we could generally make to your lives, but also looking up and downstream for the folks that you are working with so that we can see that there's other ways that we can incorporate more people into these types of changes. The last meeting we had was just about a month ago, and as you can imagine, SCA1 sort of dominated that conversation. While we monitored the legislation closely from our office as it was being passed, it was unbelievable to start to collect feedback a few months later. So during the legislative session, it was, we think this is what's going to happen. But as the counties that were represented were going through their CNAV processes, had begun their budget certification processes, as they started to look at how the new legislation would directly impact their counties specifically, they were able to provide feedback on this is what the donut counties are seeing. These are what more rural counties are seeing. This is what different parts of the states are going to be experiencing. That information that they were able to share with us, firsthand, direct experience, is invaluable as those questions start coming to us of what are you hearing from the locals. Elise, if I can put you on the spot, in the last 2 years, how many counties have you traveled to?
All of them.
All of them. So in 92, so we know that the information is, as she visits, you're able to give her that feedback. This also gives us more information. So when we're talking with those legislators, when we're talking with your various associations, it feels like we are plugged into more than just, say, the settlement process. So SEA 1 was absolutely, I think it made maybe 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours of the conversation. But the other thing that roundtable was able to provide us feedback on was those larger projects that our office has been working on, or the one that I am very excited to continue to move forward with, and that is the transition of settlements from the email and spreadsheet process that we've grown accustomed to a application on Gateway. Taking settlements and moving out of email, trying to get it online. So instead of the data entry, instead of the system generated forms, a lot like the abstract, your tax and billing vendors will provide you with those text files. The text files get uploaded and we can build the information that we need throughout it. Now, one of the things about the e-settlement form, or about that particular project, is that the goal isn't to recreate what we currently have. The way we're currently doing it has stood for, at this point, decades. But it was largely designed in a pre-circuit breaker world. It was largely designed in a pre-SEA 1 world. So the forms, the formats we're currently using, all have their history further back. The roundtable was able to provide us feedback on some of the changes we're looking at doing, either to the forms, either to the reconciliations, either to the support, either to the validations. Bless you. So while the state will lead that change, while the state is going to be meeting with your tax and billing vendors, we want to make sure that before we get too far down, the individuals that will be dealing with those forms, either submitting them to us, or the folks that will be receiving that information, like the clerk treasurers, all get a chance to provide us feedback. And while that job is not necessarily shovel ready, being able to collect feedback early into the process means that we won't go down paths that won't be beneficial for both groups. Will let us know that while we can think of 5 of the things that we need to change, there may be a 6th one. So look forward to continuing the roundtable. We are ending our 2-month cycle, or the last meeting that we had was the last session for this particular iteration of the roundtable. But as we start to look at this for next year, if you are interested, if you are interested, we're happy to bring you under consideration. All you need is an opinion, and enjoy telling us what we need to be taking a look at, and you'll be a fine member to our to the roundtable in the future. Otherwise, look forward to 2 different presentations later today, and I'm going to throw it back to Elise.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Fred. So I want to invite you all to meet us out there at the resource table. We've got great takeaways that you can take back to your staff there. And then also wanted to express appreciation to Auditor Susan Sleeper, who is joining us on the Indiana Deferred Compensation Board. Thank you, Susan, for your willingness to serve in that capacity. This is otherwise known as Hoosier Start, which is an opportunity for local units to participate in a deferred compensation plan. So if that is something that your county participates in, you know you've got great representation through Susan. Any feedback on how your plan is working or needs to serve you any better, please let her know or me know, as I also serve on that board. And if your county is not participating and you're interested in that, certainly there are opportunities to get information to you as potentially to be reviewed as an additional benefit in your county. With that, I want to say thank you very much for all of the hard work that you do on behalf of Hoosiers. You all are the hub of the wheel of county government, and my hat's off to each and every one of you. God bless you. Take care.